So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you like this series and today we are going to continue with a topic that is kind of interesting, which is the idea that you will actually need more than 3,000 working hours just to make one meal during hard times. And then you go, what? No, and actually, I'm being generous here because I am going to assume that you are not an idiot, and I am going to assume that you are sort of like an expert or some sort, or at least you are very good at what you're doing, which is not true. If you are an idiot and you suck, it's probably going to take you 10,000 hours. Um, and I'm also being generous in the sense that I am not going to account for bad things happening to you because I'm going to assume that not only are you an expert, but you are the luckiest person in the entire planet. Or maybe you're the actually, you will have the worst luck to be in this situation, but still, your luck will not abandon you, despite the fact that it did when it counted the most, which is the situation that I'm going to put you through. So, I do ask that you please watch this video or listen to the story until the end so that you can understand a lot of things that go behind everything. And we are going to start with a man. Yes, a man, not a woman. I'm sorry, I am a woman, and I should be biased toward doing this character, non-gender or whatever, but we are going to start with a man. There is a reason for that. And anyway, so grab your coffee, and if you wanted to share one with me while you are at it and while you still can, yeah, then links for that down below. Now, here we go. So, let's assume that you are walking and you fall into a hole of some sort when you're walking, and then you are kind of like in a backroom situation. By the way, this is just an inspiration, okay? I'm not saying that the backrooms exist or don't exist. That is up to you to decide. But that's not the point. The point is that you are a man that is from this time period, okay? And you have nothing in your pockets, okay? And you're walking because, let's just say that you were going to the supermarket by walking to try to get something, so you only carry your, a little bit of cash, and that's it. So that you can go, get the bread, and come back home. That's all you were going to do. But now you can't go home, and you are trapped into a new world. In this new world, there is absolutely not one person. Okay? I'm serious. Not one. Not one person. And all you find is, let's say that you are kind of like in a weird island or in a weird continent, or you don't even know where you are. But this place does not have buildings that made out of concrete, or housing made out of wood, like the way that you know right now, or anything like that. It's kind of like you are trapped and you're walking, and there are kind of paths, somewhat, but there are not a lot of paths all over the place, and you don't even know where to start. And then you're kind of like, okay, so the first thing that you're probably going to do is ask, what in the world, And then you walk a little bit, you're confused, you don't know what happened, you start screaming, and then, you probably feel tired, scared, worried, whatever, and then it starts raining. So, first things first. In this world, there is dangers. There are a lot of dangers, and one of them is the weather. Obviously, because if it is raining and you don't find shelter soon, you are going to be in a lot of troubles. So you find a small, hole inside a tree. So you get in there, And that's not a cave, but at least it is something. It's kind of like a big, huge tree, but it has like a small triangle or something, so you can wait there. So that is what you're doing. So then comes like a light in front of you and says, I will take you back home once you prepare me a meal. And since you are in the American continent, you don't know where, but you are in the American continent, you gotta make me cornbread. Cornbread, and you gotta prepare it nice, with filling. So that's what you're doing. You're going to make me a cornbread, and then I will take you home. And then you go, is that all? Yes, that's all. And then you go, okay, I can do that. So where is the supermarket? I'm sorry. A supermarket? Yeah. No. No. I'm not helping you at all. There is no supermarket in here. Okay. Where can I find? No. No. What? No. And no. Answer is still no. So then you go, okay, so how the hell am I supposed to prepare a cornbread? And then you go, please tell me. And then the boy says, I don't know. Just make it happen. You are a man. You're supposed to be able to do it. You're on your own. And then the thing, the light, whatever it was, it appears. And then you're on your own. So first things first. If you're going to make cornbread, you gotta find corn. But here's the deal. There is danger all over the place, so you need a shelter. And then, so first, you need a shelter. Secondly, if you're going to make cornbread or whatever, then obviously you need corn. And obviously, you also probably need, to eat something yourself before you start cooking, right? So then you go, okay, what do I have in my pocket? And the answer is a little bit of money, cash. That's it. That's all you have. And at least, the good news is that at least you have your clothing, because if you had to prepare your own clothing, oh my God, your journey should take at least 8,000 hours. And that is me being generous, because the truth, it will take you more than 25,000 hours. And then you go, okay, so I'm dreaming, because of course the first thing that will happen to you is kind of like, I'm dreaming, so you're going to go through denial. During hard times, 9 out of 10 men will fail just at adjusting their minds. That's why 9 out of 10 men will fall into deep depression. They will commit suicide. They will be alcoholic like crazy. They will also go into drugs like crazy, or they will very likely join a gang, as in become criminals or something like that, because they can't deal with the new situation. The new situation being that they're on their own and they gotta do everything. And so, and like I said, 9 out of 10 men will fail. There is only 1 out of 10, or roughly 3 out of 20, so that is 1.5 out of 10, that will be able to manage it, okay? And I am being generous here, and that is just the statistic. And I am not joking, because the men need extremely strong mind. And not just their bodies, but the mind of the man has to be extremely strong. And if you're not able to control your own mind being a man, then I'm telling you, you're going to fail and you're going to become worse than a woman. And anyway, because like I told you, if you're a man and you're trying to manage your emotions, good luck with that. It's like a woman trying to control her mind. No. Women will control their emotions a little bit better. Men will control their mind a little bit better. So you gotta do what you do best. And at this point, you're still thinking, okay, I'm dreaming, whatever. So, but you are lucky, because you are going to be 1 in 10 men. So you are going to be a success. Well, let's assume that you are going to be a success. If you are in this channel and you are listening to these videos and you are, yeah, you're strong, and yeah, I am assuming that you will be able to make it, because you are preparing your freaking mind, and there is nothing that can beat a man that is strong in his own mind. So You set up your goal and you say, okay, I can do this. I mean, how hard can it be to prepare a cornbread? Yeah. So the second phase that men will go through during hard times is going to be kind of like, okay, I can do this. I am the king of the jungle. Oh yeah. And then goes, the crash with reality, and then you go, okay, why is that not working? Or why is not working? What, am I expected to fix all of this? What, am I fixing all of this? No. And the answer is yes, because you're a man. Men are supposed to fix things. And oh yeah, now you're going to earn your title very, very, very cool. And very, very, very hard, by the way. Okay, so you say to yourself, okay, I'm hungry, and I need to go into my cave and think about how am I supposed to fix this. Okay, so first you walk, a little bit to recognize the area and think about where is your next shelter, because obviously you can't sleep, and very likely you're not going to be able to, do a lot if you keep sleeping in inside of a tree. So you are going to walk, and while you're walking, you are probably going to go deep into your mind, as in, because when men walk, they are very into their own thoughts, and at the same time, they are able to do things differently. While a woman is walking, she is not the same as a man walking. A woman is feeling, thinking a lot, and she's probably aware of her surroundings a lot and everything, but a man is not. So we have different kind of mindsets, different kind of hormones, different kinds of brains. So make use the best that you can of your freaking biology, your own brain. And so the man will walk, and then he will be like, he sits down, and then he says, okay, God, help, because quite frankly, I know I can, I just don't have, so God, a little help, please, and then God answers, yeah. So here's what happens. All of a sudden you find a little bit of a fire, and then you go kind of like, great. But the fire is small. It's not going to spread to the point in which you have to evacuate and you're going to die. Let's say that it was a small, very small, contained fire, and somehow it was like a miracle thing, and you can smell the ashes, And so you run towards the fire because you need to know where the fire is, because you're thinking that it could be, like a fire pit by somebody else. You're thinking that you're not the only person in this thing. So you take a risk. By the way, women will not take the risk, but men will. So you are an advantage, because if you're a man, you can deal with risk. A woman will not deal with risk very, very easy. And so the man will go, get the risk. And once he get there, he realizes that there was like a area that was burnt, and he looks around everywhere, and it turns out that it was a blessing, because the smoke, you look everywhere, and somehow you listen to your own head, and your head says, look up. And then you start looking up, and finally you say, what? Hey, is that a beehive? Is that honey on it? Oh my God. And then you find you are lucky, because you just found a barrel that contains 20 gallons of honey, pure raw honey. So now you are not going to be able, you're not going to need to hunt or anything. All you need to do is figure out how you're going to go up there and get the freaking thing and break it, and then try to get the honey. Now, that is not going to be easy. The process of you walking, getting the honey, and then, taking the honey down from the tree and all of that, is going to take you at least 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours. And then once you get the thing, the beehive to the ground, you still need to cut it and you still need to process it, because it's not going to be like you open a coconut and then there is water in it. Oh no, trying to get honey from a beehive, it means that you need to cut the thing and then you need to do a lot of work in order for you to get the honey and even eating this thing. So at this point, once you get somehow miraculously, because of your strength and all of that, you took the beehive and all of that, so now you have the thing, but you can't open it. You think, oh yeah, I need a knife. So you just spent a lot of time trying to get the honey. Now you gotta figure out how exactly are you going to make a knife. Do you think that you making a knife is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go to that place and get it? Oh no, you gotta figure out how to make a knife out of stones, because you don't have tools to work with metals. Okay, you don't have that. All you have is stones. So how long do you think it's going to take you to create knives out of stones? Do you think you're going to be able to do that in 5 minutes? Oh yeah, so keep adding the timetable, okay? Keep adding. I'm saying, I'm not joking. Keep adding the freaking hours, And then let's say that let's say that in the same day, miraculously, you found a stone that it could be used like a knife. I mean, it's not perfect, but it could be used as a knife. So at least now you got the honey, so now you're eating. Now, you're still thinking, okay, I haven't found the corn, and I can't prepare a freaking cornbread, and I don't have the tools. This is where your mind will go, okay, so step by step. I gotta go back to the tree because I didn't find a shelter, but I now have food. Problem: if you carry this thing, you will have a lot of insects, like ants and all kinds of things that will come running towards you because they want to eat the honey, and they also want to eat whatever it is that you're eating. So you're thinking, okay, I need tools, and somehow I need containers, or I need something to protect the food that I already have. So then you go, yeah, I can just find a plastic container. Yeah. Wait, yeah. Okay, so now you're thinking, okay, what can I do, or what can I say? Okay, now you need some sort of clay or wood containers that you need to make in order for you to prepare to store the things that you have. And at the same time, you probably need soap because you are dirty. And not only are you dirty, but your own smell is killing you. So then you go, oh my God, I need a shower. Yeah. My God, I need water. Yeah. The good news is that you are near a river, so actually a small creek. We're not going to put you into a river because a river is going to kill you very likely, especially if you don't know how to swim. So let's put you near a stream. So your luck is on you. You have a stream, you found honey, you found a stone that somehow you were able to use to cut this thing. But now you gotta figure out how to transport this honey, because how are you going to carry all of the things that you're going to find? Like the honey, the tools, the treasure, and everything. And if you didn't even have a shelter. So now it's night and you don't know what to do. So now you gotta figure out how you're going to sleep and how you're going to protect yourself, because now it is night. Yeah. So preparations for the night. You gotta go find wood, prepare a fire, and then not only that, but you gotta make sure that the fire does not burn you while you're sleeping, because you're going to be dead. And all of these things. So preparation for the night. Oh, by the way, at this point, there are even mosquitoes all over. So if you don't prepare the fire, the mosquitoes will kill you because they will feed on you. So you are tired as hell, but here's the deal: you're a man. A man can take it. So you go and you gotta figure out how to make like a small bed. So you gotta find some small branches, put them together like if they were lying all together, and then cross them all over so that you're not sleeping directly to the floor. And now you gotta figure out, because you are going to probably freeze to death if you don't find the fire, and if you don't find something to protect yourself. And then you are already, let's see, how many hours have you worked to get the honey, the tools, and the sleeping, and the fires, and the branches, and the things that you're going to need. And you are not even considering cooking. And you are already exhausted, and you don't even have a shower, and you stink. And so then you go, okay, so, okay, tomorrow is another day. Hell, for all I know, I'm going to sleep, and when I wake up tomorrow, all of this will be over, and I'm going to wake up, I'm going to just wake up in my bed, and I'm going to be so happy, right? I'm sorry, but you wake up and there is still that thing. And then, okay, you don't have a shelter, you don't have containers. Now you have all kind of insects that are eating your honey and your things. You are you are all scratched all over, because of course when you were jumping to get the thing, you accidentally kind of injured a little bit your skin. So now you gotta figure out how you're going to deal with that, because your skin is itchy and it can get infected and all kinds of things. So you are going to spend now more and more time trying to get water. The problem is that even if you try to get the water, how are you going to carry it if you don't have a container? So you gotta find containers for the water. That's your priority number one. And number two, you gotta figure out how you're going to transport that water, because obviously if you're going to be working or you're going to find a new shelter or whatever, you need water and you need to transport it somehow. So now you need the proper tools, because you gotta figure out how you're going to make a transport thing, like a wheelbarrow or whatever it is, to carry the freaking water wherever you go. That is going to be your main thing when, during hard times. During hard times, women, children, men, I don't care who you are, I don't care how you do it, even animals will die and will go crazy if they don't have water. So now your priority is not escaping or improving or living your life or whatever. Your priority is, what the hell do I do to make the wheelbarrow? Because I need to carry the water. And this is going to, of course, create back problems for you, is going to probably injure you, is going to frustrate you, and it's going to do a lot of things. And like I said, it's not, you're thinking, okay, doing a cornbread is so easy. Open the package and just mix the water with the corn flour and then make it. Yeah. If you are alone and you have to do that by yourself, no. Because first you need the corn. Where are you going to get the corn? Yeah, you gotta plant it yourself. Well, how are you going to plant it if you don't have the tools? And then how are you going to, plant it if you don't have a water system for the plants? And then when the plants are growing, how are you going to protect the plants from animals? Because in this world, let's assume that since there is nobody there, you don't have a problem about somebody stealing the corn, but rather you have a problem about animals eating your corn. So after you get the corn, how are you going to turn it into flour? And then how are you going to cook it, and what are you going to use for filling? Because if you need, let's say that the cornbread is going to be filled with cheese. How exactly are you going to make the cheese? Do you know how to make the cheese? Do you have a cow? Let's say that you find a baby cow, and you gotta raise the cow for at least, let's say, 2 years until it can give you milk. And from that milk, learning how to make the cheese is going to take you a while. So you raising the corn, you doing the gardening work to get the thing, you doing the fencing work, you doing the container part, you doing the water thing, you doing the system so that you can clean yourself. Oh, and your own medicine while you're at it. All of these things, if you add them up and you have to do them alone, it will take you more than 3,000 hours. I am not joking. Because you gotta figure out how to make the tools for gardening, the tools for making the containers, the tools for making the shelter, the tools to do everything. And making a tool is not easy. And it's not like you're just going to bump 2 stones and then you're done, you have a knife. No. So it is a while, it takes a while. So as a man, you go and... Sorry, I get interrupted. So let's say that all of a sudden you become a little bit ill, like a flu or whatever, because you have been eating only honey. At this point, you probably have learned a little bit about setting traps. But setting traps also means that every day you will have to spend time looking for the traps, looking for the animals, and quite frankly, not everyone is cut to just get an animal and kill it. If it's one thing you buying animals that are dead in the supermarket rather than you actually going to kill it by yourself, for all I know, you might not be able to do it. And also, just because you set up traps, it doesn't mean that, you are getting the animal that you expected, or that you are even able to get an animal, because sometimes the traps will be just empty. And so now you gotta set up traps and you gotta do a lot of things, and you are ill because you are tired, you didn't find soap, all you're doing is just putting water into yourself. So now you have problems with your teeth, problems with your sleep, your back pain because you're not sleeping properly. There is a lot of things that are going on, and you don't even have like a fireplace that is a specific, like an oven or something like that, because you haven't even been able to do that in your own shelter, assuming that you did find a nice shelter. And there are so many things that you are going ill and crazy. And so you ask the light, hey, I'm not able to do a freaking cornbread for you. Maybe you want a barbecue instead. Or something like that. Just please. And then the light says, okay. The light comes back and says, okay, I still want the cornbread, but now I'm going to get you a woman. So I found your soulmate and I brought it here. And so she is nearby. And then you go, you gotta be kidding me, right? I mean, I can't take care of myself and you expect me to take care of a woman? Oh my God. And at this point, you want to do it because you want to be the hero that saves her and all these things. But at the same time, you are kind of like, yeah, but she's going to nag me and oh my God, seriously, why a woman? Oh my God, can I really take care of a freaking woman? We don't have, showers. We don't have anything in here. Oh my God. Oh, no. I mean, you want to, but at the same time, you kind of don't want to. And at the end of the day, you are thinking, okay, let's just go get her. And you found her crying because, of course, like I said, when women and men face hard times, men need a little bit of a space or whatever, and women will go, I'm alone. What happened? what did I do to make this happen to me? What? Kind of like that. So she is panicking and she doesn't know how to do anything, and she's probably, like in more than a mental shock, she's like in an emotional shock because she's experiencing a lot of fear and a lot of things, and she doesn't know, she doesn't have a plan, and she doesn't have a lot of things that men do have, which is simplicity. Women are too complex. So women are thinking about 100 things that went wrong at that time. Men are kind of like, what went wrong? Just one thing went wrong. Men are thinking, one thing went wrong and that's it, that's why I'm here. Women are thinking, 100 things went wrong and that's why I'm here. So it's not the same. And so, the women are kind of like, if I don't fix this and 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 that, then I'm not, oh crap. And then men are like, we just have to make a cornbread. What do you mean we just have to make a cornbread? Oh no, oh my god, no. So we start making fun of each other. Because, of course, the woman will go, okay, so we have a shelter. Yes, I already made a shelter. So at this point, I'm going to be honest here. Men that cannot fix things on their own, meaning, that the woman is not telling them what to do or whatever, then they are not going to be looked at by women. Women will not look at it the same way. But rather, when men take charge and fix things and they are able to take control on their own mind and they are able to feel secure and, most importantly, keep their word, then all women around them will follow them. And not only that, but will beg to be with them. I'm not joking. The reason being, your actions are supporting what you are saying, and that means that you are honorable, and that means that you are trustworthy. So in society right now, how many men make choices and take actions that will make them trustworthy? Do you see, just because you have money, that does not make you trustworthy. It just makes you a bank. And, that doesn't work. You will attract probably, the sex from one night or stuff like that, but you're not going to attract good women that will actually stand by you no matter what, because here's the deal. Once a woman finds, that you are trustworthy and you are a strong man, she will develop a bond that is very hard to break for women. And so she will trust you. And if she's going to trust you, then you gotta honor that trust. And at this point, men will feel a lot of pressure onto themselves and to everybody else, because they have to keep an image, they have to work no matter what, and they can't fall behind, because if they fall behind, who is going to take the protection part? Who is going to become the shield of the family? See what I mean? So the responsibility that men have is huge. And, this man right now is going to go get this woman, and she has to develop trust. If she's not developing trust towards this man, but rather she's just there because she's using him, those are two different things. And the reason why a woman will trust the guy is if he says something and then he follows through. If he says something but he doesn't follow through, then women will just use them. Women will use those men like crazy, and they will throw them into the trash, and they will abandon them. And not only that, but they will probably cheat on them. And it will be insane, because the whole thing about getting one meal, which was the cornbread in this case, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. And I have mentioned this in another video. Home comes from the word hoguera. Hoguera in Latin or ancient times means fireplace. So you sit down with the fire with the man that is providing the things for the fire, and you as a woman, the one that is fixing whatever the man cannot fix because he is unable to focus on more than one thing. Men will only do one thing and they will do it very good. Women will focus at 20 things at the same time. And they will probably excel at doing the 20 things. It's just that women are not so much in control of their mind because they are more in control of the emotions. See, during bad times, the probability of, I said that the statistics, 9 out of 10 men will fail. During bad times, women that will actually fail will be 6 out of 6 or probably 5. Probably half of the women will fail. And that is because they are freaked out and they're scared and they're worried. But they will not fail as much as men because they have support systems and they have other things that men do not have. And so making this cornbread is taking more than 3,000 hours from men and women. Men are making the tool. Women are using the tool and they are helping by creating the fire, taking care of the insects, taking care of the cleaning, preparing the bed so that the guy comes home and, the guy has a bed to sleep on and things like that. And if you do not believe me about this timing thing, I'm going to ask you right now, if you are single and you are totally single and alone, and I'm guessing that you know somebody who is single and alone, how that this person that is totally alone works from 8 hours during a day and then comes home and this person still needs to clean, still needs to cook, still needs to pay the bills, still needs to do everything that they didn't do before, like laundry, looking for the medicines and doing all of these things. And not only that, but this person who is totally alone is losing their freaking mind and is losing their emotions, which is why probably single people usually they have a high tendency to look for a pet. The reason being that you don't have the capability of trusting in a partner, or you don't develop the need for being yourself and protecting a partner because you can't protect yourself. If you're a man and you can't protect yourself, you're wondering how you're going to protect other people, so you will probably seclude yourself because you feel like a failure. And if you're a woman, you will probably not trust men because they don't follow through and it's not worth it to try it. So you have a problem. At this point, the good news is that this light told you that this woman is worth it. And this light also told this woman that you are trustworthy. So it's kind of like, a good start. So this woman is going to ask you 1,000 questions all over the place to try to get you to see what she can do. Because, women do not want to fail. And the way that men look at failure is kind of like, I'm going to achieve this and I don't care how I do it, but I do it, that's it, I'm done. Women will go kind of like, no, if I don't do this properly, then the whole thing will collapse later, so no, I can't do this like that. And I better make sure that this is wrong. Maybe he doesn't like this color, but maybe he likes another color, so I don't want to screw this over. Because I want him to be pleased. So I should ask him if he prefers the walls in orange or if he prefers them in pink. Because if I do them pink and he doesn't like them, then he's not going to want to come home and I feel like a failure because he doesn't want to come to me. He doesn't want to choose me. Kind of like that. And it's all because of food. Because, at this point, just because you want to make the freaking cornbread so that you can come back to normal. But in reality, food is the essential part of the hoguera, as in the home. Even hogar, as in the Spanish word for home, hogar, comes from hoguera, as in fireplace. And what do you do at fireplace? Not only do you get warm, but you prepare the food. So now the woman goes with you and says, the next day, you prepare a bed and now you're sleeping and then you wake up and then, the woman is sort of like, okay, so let's prepare a hot, a hot tea or hot something, and then let's walk and get the corn. And now you get the corn. And when you get the corn, you gotta, now you have the tools to peel the corn, and now you have a lot of seeds, and now you gotta plant it. And then once you plant it, the woman will go kind of like, okay, we can take care of the weeds nearby. I will help you this and this and that. And now you are growing the cornbread, the corn. And once you have grown the corn, you gotta protect it from animals, from insects, whatever. And now you have the corn. Now you gotta figure out how to, smash it so that you can make the flour. And at this point, you will also need other tools. This is why, animals will go into circles and things like that, because there will be a stone that is kind of like a wheel, and it will go and, and crush all the things. And this is how, flour was made in the old days and things like that, because if you have to do it yourself, it will take too long and things like that. And so you need to probably, start raising animals if you're going to do that, or you gotta work this out with proper machinery and things like that. And so your woman is going to help you, because she's going to probably be able to clean and to do a lot of things faster and easier than you, because she has a different kind of center of balance in her body. So she's going to be able to move things that you cannot move, and do things that you can't do. And she's probably going to also pick better herbs and better things, because she has a better sight in terms of differentiating colors and things like that than you, because you're a man, and then she's a woman, she can do that better than you. And so right now you have a team. And this team, who is supposed to be working for the food so that they can both enjoy it at the same time, they invested more than 3,000 hours to just get the freaking cornbread, and they finally made it. And when they made it, they were able to come back home. As in, they were able to create a family. And they were able to come back to normal, which is a team. And in this team, you need trust from both sides. But men are expecting the trust to be done by not answering 1,000 questions over every day, because they're kind of like, yeah, I really don't care if the walls are pink. Yeah, but that's a lie, because as soon as the woman makes the wall pink, the man comes home and says, why is that pink? I ask you. Yeah, but I didn't know. Oh my God, it's so ugly. Yeah, kind of like that. So, it's just that men, when men are tired, they do not like doing a lot of things. Just like when women are tired, we don't like doing a lot of things. The difference is that even when we handle the part about being idiots, we do it differently. A woman will go, I don't care if I'm tired, I still gotta do it. And the man will go, I'm tired and I'm going to my freaking mental space alone, my cave, whatever it is, and I could care less if you even burn the house down, just leave me alone. When we are idiots. So even at that time we will be different, and the reason for that is that we need to be different. Because try to imagine if you find yourself trying to prepare this cornbread, but you are a man and you don't have the proper center of gravity to do a lot of things, or you don't know how to understand colors, and how to do better cleaning, and how to do looking into 1,000 things at the same time. you know. And if you are a woman, try to doing all of these things with your mind going like crazy, because you want things to move forward, and you are putting your best effort, and yet you are missing something because something was not done entirely to perfection. Because try to imagine you as a woman, because we do things okay, because we do 100 things at the same time. We do not do 100 things perfect, each one of them. We don't. We just don't. We do. It's like we are average of the 100 things that we do. The 100 things that we do will be okay. That means that we are not a specialist in anything. We can do everything, and we can do everything right, yes, but that doesn't make us experts in one thing. Men will be experts in one thing, and they cannot do the rest, and it's a thing. And so, it's important. It's important to understand all of these things. And at the end of the day, they were able to accomplish the corn thing, and the corn flour, and they were able to make the cornbread, but it took them more than 3,000 hours. If they were doing it 2 people, if they were doing it 1 people, will be at least maybe 5,000 hours. Because while the woman is cleaning and getting rid of the insects from the honey, or getting rid of this thing, or making or trying to get the water and things like that, if you have to do all of that alone, it will take you more than 5,000 hours. But if you have the partner, it will take you 3,000. And it will be better, because at this point, if you have a partner, you will be able to do a lot of things, like take small vacations, share with other people, learn. Yes, I know it's annoying, because sometimes the other person will go, or do things that are entirely like, oh my God, why did you do that? And you will be mad. But it's normal, because you are also an idiot. If you're thinking, no, I'm not. By you saying that you are not an idiot, you are acknowledging that you are not human. So why will a human will want to be with you? If you're so perfect, then why don't you go with the angels? And things like that. So, it's important. And all of these things were meant just so that you can enjoy the cornbread. And now that you share it with the light, you can finally go home. So now, did you get it? I hope that you did. And thank you for staying tuned to this story.